What's up, 87? How you doing, man? Look like y'all done gave us some of y'all weather out there, out here in California, man. Ain't nothing but cold and rain. Got up this morning, man. It was 44 degrees, and I keep my bedroom window open. Oh, you got them bankers hours over there making that long bread. Must be nice, man. Must be real nice. Myrtle Beach. That's a that's Florida, ain't it? Yeah, man. I've been MIA for a few reasons. I figured I'd jump on today, come back, and holler at y'all. Man, my phone rings nonstop. Oh, South Carolina? How far away is that from you? Myrtle Beach. What's up, 84? Man, that's a a little drive for me, man. I gotta do that on Monday. I gotta go up to Santa Clara, past where Classic live, just to do 20 minutes. I say about 35 minutes worth of work. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like to drive because, oh yeah, I've been hearing about that run in the sun. There's a power tour that I wanted to get one of my cars ready to go on. Um, I always wanted to do power tour for the last like 4 or 5 years. I wanted to do that because I believe one of them starts in Arizona. But y'all be having the good car shows out there. I know my brother-in-law went to the Rick Ross car show. You'll see him on there. He My brother-in-law, David Cali Boy, did an interview with him. Him and I, but what's up, Tulu? Um, if you see a day with Cali Boy where there's a guy with uh, a red Charger where he go to his house, that's my brother-in-law. So he got some stuff. I mean, he got some stuff. Me personally, I have not been able to invest like that into what I have because I be working on stuff. So I just wanted to jump on here real quick. I got a couple things I just wanted to let y'all know. Like, I've been out and you know, Tulu brings up, and Tulu's in here, so it's a good thing he is. I don't want no one to take anything wrong about what I'm about to say. And this is from the heart. I ain't been on YouTube. I've like distanced myself from a lot of stuff because we go through things. Me personally, I go through a lot. And I didn't want to make a video and have to edit and all that stuff. I was like, you know what? If I do a live, the real people, they'll come on and they'll listen. So when you have a family, you have kids, you have a wife, You got work, a business. It don't matter. I don't have an outlet. And I'm talking about me personally. The other day, I know you guys see the videos that I do, and I'm on the side of the condo. It's not where I live, but it is. It's a business address. Just to be transparent. So the people who know me, I have developed a very strong relationship with them to where they, what's up, 84? They appreciate my presence. And when I say appreciate my presence, whenever they see me, what's up, Classic? When they see me, they eyes light up, from older people to even the kids. Like, I'm always talking to the kids and everything, the young people. I got kids that, man, they just come and just want to talk to me on the patio when I'm there. And I haven't been able to give them that. So if I haven't been able to give them that, I have not been able to put time into this whole YouTube thing. And over the past few weeks, I put an email address on my description in my YouTube, and I've gotten like 40 to 50 emails about questions. What's up, Most Hated? On videos that I have done, they thanking me for the videos. They're appreciating. They ask questions. Where did I get this from? Where did I get that from? How did I do this? And so forth. And they're asking me like technical questions. What's up, Josh? And that has driven me to actually create more content for them in those situations, because I feel like what I have shown people to save money is actually helping them not be afraid to work on their cars. But what I want to say to you guys is, I had a neighbor that drove a GTO. It was a nice GTO. And he used to walk around the neighborhood all the time. And I would talk to him, speak to him. We'd sit out and talk for a while. He was going through some issues in his family. And I used to always tell him, like, hey, man, when you work on the car, we can work on the car over here, you know, this and that. So he was like, no, it's fine, and so forth. So somebody tried to steal it. So they broke the driver's side window. In talking to him later, he shared with me that he had pancreatic cancer. So I was like, well, how's that, you know, how is it and so forth? Are you able to do this? He's like, oh, well, they told me that they just giving me medication to not be in pain. Which, and I started to become more and more like, hey, man, what's going on? Like, really check in on him. Don't nobody check in on me, but I check in on him. I feel I owed him that. So one morning, I heard these popping noises. And I said to myself, that sounds like pew pew going on. And it was like one, few seconds, another one, few seconds, one, a few seconds, another one, and so forth. So I come outside, because I don't hear police, I don't hear fire trucks, and I surely don't hear an ambulance, as my daughter used to call it, a hospital truck. So my neighbor came out. She said, oh, you're here. I knew you would know what that was. Yeah, I know what that is. I know what the sounds are. I'm sorry to hear that, Classic. And I know this story sounds like it's kind of long, but I'm preparing you for what I'm about to tell you. This guy was at his lowest. And I'm saying lowest because here's the part that really made me really think about a lot of the things that I do. that are kind of taken for granted. Number one, life is taken for granted by each and every one of us. Anytime we procrastinate to do something, it's you don't know what you're gonna be doing the next minute, what's gonna happen. I don't know a better way to tell you guys this, but I'm just gonna say this. This man was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He had to deal with that. He lost his job because he couldn't perform and he kept having to go get treatment. They gave him a short, and it's starting to rain real bad because I'm talking about this, but they gave him drugs to take on Saturday and Sunday because the center was closed on the weekends. His wife kicked him out the house because he wasn't producing, and she didn't want the kids to see him in that condition. His window was broken on his car. He couldn't afford to fix his driver's window. So what did he do? He resorted to sleeping in his car in the garage. I'm going to say that again. This man had a broken window. Couldn't roll the window up, didn't put no plastic or nothing like that on it, man. This man, he pulled in his garage and was sleeping in his car. Now, I don't know about y'all, but out here, we don't put insulation in our garage. Our garage is just a garage. And now if you put drywall or whatever in it, I mean, that's on you. That's extra. Most of our garages out here, they not insulated. So you get what you pay for. If you bought the house brand new, they may put it up. If you bought the house from somebody and they did that, most of the time we got a rake, a shovel, or whatever hanging on the side with no wall, no insulation. So it get cold. He had a little portable heater heating up the garage that his car was in, that he was sleeping in the car. Now, mind you, a little heater to heat his garage because he's sleeping in his car at night because he can't come in the house. That heater started a fire. That fire caught in the garage. His pew-pews was in the garage. That was the noise that my neighbor and I heard that was going off in his garage. I'm not trying to prolong this story and keep you guys here for time or whatever, but this hurts. So a fire started in his garage. His pew-pews started going off from the heat. Other people thought it was fireworks. So you have a man sleeping in his car with a portable heater in his garage that's got cancer, that doesn't know how long it's going to take for him to complete his life. Nobody knows but the man above. He started a fire. He couldn't put it out. It grew too big. It burned the middle of his garage up. It burned the unit, the condo that's above his place to where they had to evacuate. He surely had to get out, and it burned one side and damaged a car in the neighboring garage. So we have an association there. Fast forward. I talked to him. He says, "Hey, man." I'm like, "Hey, bro, everything okay?" Nah. So the association came and said they were going to sue him for $315,000. He's like, "Cliff, I don't have that kind of money." I said, "Well, we could do some things." He's like, "You know what, Cliff, don't even worry about it." Don't worry about it. So I was like, well, what about your insurance? He's like, insurance is only going to cover some of it just because of the fact that it was, insured. I saw this man down the street. I sat and talked to him. I said, hey man, I'll see you later. I gotta go. He's like, you probably won't. I had to go in the house to go do some work stuff in the office that required me to be inside instead of um, going out into the field. I heard a pop. When I say I heard a pop, I'm not talking about I heard like my back or my leg popping. I heard a pop. I heard a pop. That pop was him terminating himself right in the bushes. This dude terminated himself in the bushes by my house. Kids seen it, stumbled across it. People walking their dog noticed him. And when that happened, that made me think like, I'm going to pull away. Let me just do nothing. Because I sat there and I said to myself, there's a lot of men that probably feel that way. That feel like there's nothing else to do other than that. And I'm going to tell y'all now, and I don't care who hear it, I've been there. I've been in that situation to where I didn't have bills on top of bills. I didn't have all type of stuff going on to where I'm like, man, if I was just do this, everything would be over with. Everything would be gravy. I don't have to worry about nothing. I don't have to care about nothing ever in my life again. But then I started thinking to myself, I was like, well, that's a selfish approach. That would be real selfish of me to do that. But what I have done is in that video where I talked about the Yukon, I'm under major construction. And that major construction is my health, my diet, and the way I look at things. And, you know, when we see certain things, yeah, it's easy for us to get upset. But if we didn't let it hit us that hard, what would we really be upset about? If we say, man, I don't have this much money to get this done with this car, whatever, in my eyes, I look at it that way. I don't have the money to go get some QA1. I don't have the money to get UMI. I don't have the money to get whatever it is. I always say that to myself. Why do I say that? I'm just procrastinating. If I wanted to go build something or do whatever, I go do it. I'm going to have to hurt for a while, but I mean, it's not even about the money anymore. You can make money in many, many ways, but your time, you can't get back. If you have damaged yourself beyond repair with your health is poor, your diet is poor, those are seconds that you sitting here watching the clock and you can't do anything. And it's a bad situation to be in. Now, I'm not, man, they didn't just repo this car in the parking lot. Wow. Um, it's to me, I pulled away because I seen things that I didn't sit well with me. I felt that the videos that I was doing wasn't hitting the right people. I felt that I wasn't helping anybody. I felt that You know, a lot of the things I was doing, I was doing them too fast. And I felt that I was just trying to put things out there that I was doing. But then when I started to get the overwhelming response of emails, of people thanking me, that really made me take it to heart and say, well, you know what? If I help one person per video, that's enough. I just got done playing at a funeral, and I didn't know the person that died. I knew the person that some of the people that it affected, but they went to hand me an envelope and a card. The card meant more to me than the money that they put in the envelope, if you know what I mean. Because they took the time to write my name on it. They took the time to say thank you, and they took the time to publicly thank me. That meant more to me than the money that they had in the envelope. It's the card right here. No lie. The money they gave me, yeah, that's tangible. But this right here, it means more to me than the money they put in the envelope. I know my subscriber count is only in the 500 range, and I don't really care. But there's a lot of things and a lot of people that I know that I don't need to broadcast it. There's a lot of people that if you need something, I can reach out to them and they can help you. But I'm not that guy that's going to want to take credit for it, because I'm just that information guy. I can help you, but when you cross me, I ain't going to do shit for you ever again in life. And take that. I'm a Gemini, so y'all take that to heart. I'll be by your side. I will support you. Shit. Most of y'all on the East Coast, I'll drive out there to help you. People that know me, Josh know me, I got you. Long as if I say I got your back, I got your back. No matter what. But you cross me, I don't know you. I got friends, well, had friends that I've known for over 20 years. One of them, and like I say I'm transparent. I'm gonna be real transparent. Me and my wife was separated for about 2 years. He used to call me as if he knew all type of information about my wife. She's still my wife now. Same woman, she's still my wife, but we're separated because some shit that I did. And y'all, yeah, hey, I'm a musician, so if she watching, she know what I'm talking about. I love you, hon. Anyway, she said, and I knew him, shit, we rebuilt a transmission at about 15 years old. And I had a floor jack, one of them little small little floor jacks. And we was trying to get the transmission up so I could put the bolts on the goddamn car. It was a 78 Nova that I had. And we took my grandma's clothesline, extra clothesline in the back, doing it on dirt. I had him curling the transmission, holding it up, while I had the jack on the back yoke portion to hold the transmission up to get the bolts in. He had one foot planted in each fender well, curling the transmission. Now that's how tight we was. We was so tight to where he was into that gang banging shit. I drove over there to save his ass in my robe and some slippers with some boxer shorts on. I drove 4.5 miles in my grandma's car to go get him and his cousin to take them home so nothing would happen to them. That's the type of friend I was. I put myself in harm's way to hide them, to take them home so they could be safe from a group of gang members that was trying to get them. Fast forward. Wife's over there visiting his wife and so forth. And she said, oh, you talk to your friend? Oh, he out there wilding. He wilding. Now, mind you, him and I were close. We talked. He out there wilding. She told me, I said, yeah, this, and so forth. She was like, yeah, I talked to him. He said, you was out here wilding. He said, what? She said, yeah, he said, yeah, you out there wilding. He said, what? He said, I'm out here wilding. Huh. That's funny. He broke the bro code. I said, you know what, hon? He don't want me to ever tell his wife what I know about him. And I never would say nothing to her about it. I was like, I'll keep that to myself. I was like, he don't want me to mention anything. And I didn't do that. And I have not done it. I'm not a grimy person. I'm not like that. But when I see all the friendships, I see all the relationships, I see all of the banters back and forth, y'all. When I look at everything that goes on, and I always say to myself, is there something wrong with me? Because I develop friendships and relationships with young people, old people, to where I gain their respect, I gain their trust, and I never forsake them. Because if I tell you I support you 100%. But when you don't hear from me, understand it's not because of you. It's because I got something that I got to deal with. And for the last few weeks, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do no YouTube. I didn't think about YouTube. I did some things that I could have recorded it, but I tell people that I was nickel and diming myself. I'll spend 5 minutes here. I'll spend 10 minutes here working on this. But in actuality, I didn't do nothing. I was just getting my thoughts together. I was trying to understand, what am I really doing? What am I really doing YouTube? What am I really doing work for? What am I really doing this? I haven't even been out to my property since that first video that I made. I haven't even been there. I see my stuff on camera. I think I mentioned that before. I haven't been out there to go do nothing. There's cars that I would like to bring to the cut to work on. I ain't even done that. I got a trailer. Brand new trailer. I got a brand new trailer. Because it's been sitting out, but it's brand new. I ain't bought nothing. Ain't brought nothing to work on. Ain't thought about nothing. I ain't bought no parts. I haven't even spent no money. I haven't. But I can say that I'm appreciative of every single one of you guys that comment, like, talk to me, email me, or whatever the case may be. But we all go through something. It just takes one of us to mention that we're going through something. And if we don't do that, maybe we feel like we too man to share. Maybe we feel like somebody's going to judge us. Maybe we just going to, give them some bad information. I don't like to give people bad information. And there's one thing that I learned. If you sit back and listen to what someone has to say, understand what they're talking about before you chime in. Tulu, I'm apologize to you publicly about that, because when you was talking about your lug studs, I was under the impression you were talking about lug nuts to fasten them on. So I misunderstood. I'm guilty of that in that situation. But if you sit around long enough and you listen to what somebody has to say, just listen. You can get an understanding on what this person is going through. Now, if you full of shit, you learn the same thing from that person. If they full of shit, you can tell somebody full of shit. Because if somebody lying, or the new word is capping, or whatever the case may be, you can tell. But from a standpoint of listening to what somebody has to say before you speak can eliminate a lot. Because when you speak before you understand, you assume, and you make an ass out of you and that person, because that person will respond to you and you done already said some stupid shit to them. Hey, that's my personal opinion. If you don't listen, I can tell you ain't listened to me from what I said because of your response. And me, I don't have a problem with telling you either that don't answer my question or you didn't listen to anything that I said. Yeah, the 3 L's every morning. Exactly. And I always tell my kids this. My daughters or whatever be like, I didn't get to do this because it messed up. I'm like, oh, look, let me tell you this. If you fail, that's your first attempt in learning. That's what fail means. I done failed many times. That was my first attempt in learning. I done tried 4 different business platforms and each one of them failed before I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and try this. I didn't try to learn nothing else. I did what I knew how to do, which is, IT. Been doing it ever since. I've been supporting my family. I've been supporting I don't know what the good life is. I'm just say I ain't hurting for shit. But I'm going to tell you like this. I work on my cars the way that I do because number one, I like a challenge. All that other kind of stuff people be scared of. Like I know plenty of people that are scared to work on their BMW. I don't know why. I understand. Look, I get it. If it's your only mode of transportation, don't take it and work on it yourself. If you don't know nothing, my son, prime example, he's on his phone. He's like, "Oh, Pops, what you think about the M5? It's a nice car. What year?" He tells me, "Give me a 3/4 inch ratchet with 10 mil and a 2-inch extension." What's that? Go ahead and get you an M5. That motherfucker be sitting on the street after you drove the shit out of it. And it's going to just be sitting on the street. And you're going to be paying a car note of a car that you can't drive. Well, I could work on it. You can work on it. Go ahead. Tell me what rod bearings are. They're bearings that go on the rods. Don't take my word and use it to understand what I said and recite the same thing, but just analyze what I said. What are rod bearings? What is their function? He couldn't tell me. You don't need an M5. No, I'm not. Hey, my life is like a donut. Sometimes I'm in the dough and sometimes I'm in the hole. But I try to make it to where, look, if I had $500 in my pocket, I could take $500 and turn it into $2,000 in a matter of days or hours. You learn how to make money with money. Money, I tell people this. If you're a carpenter, your money is your hammer and your nails. As long as you know how to use a hammer and nails, you will never be broke. Never be broke. You have the stock market, you have crypto, you have options, you have futures, you have there's another thing that you could trade all of that. You don't have to have a whole lot of money, because if you look at the math, how much money do you really need to live? I understand you have your needs, you have your wants, but how much money does it really take for a man to live off of, with or without a family? If you could make $50,000 a year without taxes, that's enough money. And I've tested this. Trust me, anything I tell you, I've done it. I'm doing it. And I got the receipts to prove it. If you make $50,000 a year minus taxes, you can live a nice life. I won't say how much I make, but I'm going to say this. If you can make $50,000 a year with no taxes. No, I get what you're saying, Classic, but I'm going to say this. If you make $50,000 a year, you can live a nice life. You can live a nice life on $50,000 in California. Because in California, if you can spend $20,000 to $25,000 on whether it be your mortgage or your rent, you still have $25,000 cash left. What are you gonna do with $25,000? You ain't gonna eat. You can't eat $25,000 worth of food, but you budget accordingly. So $50,000. If you make $50,000 tax free, don't worry about taxes because there's ways around it. Trust me, there's ways around that. There's only ways around it if you don't work for the man. But $50,000, you can live a comfortable life, very comfortably, very. And when I say very comfortable, you can do a lot of stuff as long as you got. Look, here's the things that set us back as people. Number one, you got bad credit. If you got horrible credit, everything gonna be high. You get a credit card with what, $500 limit on it, which you gonna spend $500 in 10 minutes. What can I say? Seriously though, people, all y'all, $50,000 is a lot of money. I could do wonders with 50,000. Wonders. I could take $50,000 and it'll last me a whole year. If I have 50 grand sitting right now, I can make it last me a year, longer than a year, doing the same stuff I do right now, minus where I live. That's the bad part about it. Where I live, no, I can't do that. And I can't take care of the other stuff that I take care of with that. But $50,000, I can take care of a lot. Change your mindset. Look at it that way. And I'm saying this because I've sat here for 2.5 weeks and analyzed every single thing that I do, every single thing that y'all, like I say, I'll be transparent. I'm being very transparent. Number one, anytime that I have free, like right now, if I didn't get on this live to talk to y'all about what was going on and what's still going on with me, I'll be buying shit right now. Amazon comes to my house every day to where if I say it wasn't delivered, they send me another package. That's how much Amazon comes. I know every Amazon driver that comes to the house, minus the dudes that come like 4 a.m, the flex drivers. I know every Amazon driver that comes to the house. They know my name. If they see me standing to a neighbor out front, they just go hand me the package and take a picture of me holding the package. That's how much Amazon will come to the house. My mailman knows me. My mailman will be like, hey, Cliff, you need to come to the mailbox, man. Your mailbox getting full. Is there a check in there for me? No. Well, I ain't gonna check it. He'll come and tell me that. I know my mail carrier's name. Him and I sit there and talk. I bring my mailman monsters. I know his girls. I know his daughters. They in the Girl Scouts. I buy cookies from them. Cookie plug. I mean, it's so much that, you know, with the people that know, to where like if something seriously was to happen to me, let me just say this twofold. I hope it's a lot of people that's hurt when they don't see or hear from me. And I hope that I've touched a lot of people's heart with the things that I have shared and things that I've done to help them. That's all I care about. On my gravestone, I wanted to say he had no, when I say this, he had no hidden agenda. I don't give a shit about none of them little bullshit scriptures or nothing that they do. No, I'm not gonna say it's bullshit. I wanted to say he had no hidden agenda. Don't put a scripture. Don't put he had no hidden agenda. Just say that. To where people see it, they be like, damn, this dude had no hidden agenda. That's it. who that is and what I stand for, because I stand on business. People know when they call me up, my phone been going off since we've been on here. Man, people that need, people that want, people that request me, and the contacts that I've made, the people that I have met. I mean, it's to where I can feel appreciated without the monetary thank you. I really do. I mean, I know I'm talking for a while, but I mean, I wanted to get on here and share with you guys. Y'all ain't seen me, y'all ain't heard from me. Um, y'all ain't, I ain't hit no like button, I ain't hit no comments and nothing like that. It's just because I just didn't do nothing. I think it was like a week almost. I just kind of laid around and slept, and I was fasting. I mean fasting, actually just drinking water all day long, fasting, trying to get my mind right on what I need to do. Like for instance, with the channel and what I actually should be doing. And I really feel as if I owe y'all explanations on why I've been MIA. And I wasn't going MIA just to get like, oh hey, what's going on? I don't no 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 no. No, that's not what I want. I don't want people, hey man, you good? You this and like no. If you really genuinely cared, then your thoughts of me, I felt them. Because that's why I'm doing this right now. I don't need people calling, checking on me, because that I feel like you nosy. You want to know real reason why, and then next thing you know, another person may say something, and another person may talk, and this and that and so forth. No, if you're gonna come for me, be sincere. Now, that's all I ask. Be sincere. I've had people ask like, "Hey, you ain't posting in a while. What's going on? Everything good?" Yeah, I'm just taking a break from things, and oh, okay. And I'm gonna tell you this: if somebody here or in my personal life comes to me and they say, look, Cliff, I want to talk to you about something, I interrupt them. And I interrupt them and say this to them. Who else knows? Who else have you told? Am I the first person that you're sharing this with? And they say, nobody else knows. I'm sharing it with you. I want to know your opinion. Okay, talk. And they ask, why you say that to me before I tell you? Because look, if you tell me something and you confide in me and you didn't told somebody else, don't you ever come to me and tell me I told your business to A, B, C, and X, Y, and Z, because that's not me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep my mouth shut because you confided in me. I don't pillow talk. I ain't going to do like nothing. None of that stuff. I ain't bringing nobody else's name up unless I see something that I feel that I should be concerned about. And I'm going to ask the appropriate people about it. Yep. Tulu, 87. For real. I'm going to ask the appropriate people if they saw the same thing or heard the same thing. Tulu, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about in that type of situation. I'm not the gossip man. I'll tell you how I feel, but I ain't the gossip man. I'm the classic man. I'm the classic man. But for real though, I wanted to get on here. I was contemplating it, and then I thought like, nah, I'm not gonna do it because it's probably not gonna be received well. I might do a whole lot of cussing that I usually do, but in the midst of it, I done seen some stuff that I wouldn't have thought to see out here. I seen somebody's car get repoed, um, right in the parking lot of the Carson Mall. That let you know, man, people going through some shit right now. I'm so glad this old little BMW that I'm sitting there, I got the title. Shit, every car I own, I got the title to it. I'm so happy about that. I'm so glad I got the titles to my car. All of them. Even the old ones, super old ones. If I had the titles, Some of them ain't in my name though, because I ain't transferring, because I ain't started working on them. But for real though, I'm so glad I don't have to go through that ducking and looking around. And people used to park cars in my neighborhood, park them there, and then in the morning they would have somebody come bring them to pick the car up, and the repo man would come, and I'd be coming home at like 3 in the morning, and the repo man would be like, "Man, what you doing?" Like, "Man, I'm going home. You out here lurking." I'm glad. I'm so glad. I can only do nothing but thank God that he put me in that type of situation. That I mean, I look back at like the past 5 years and how many people I mentored to get their own business going. And I'm not going, and here, look, when I tell you guys that I help people start a business, no, I did not give them any money. I did not help them with signing my name for something. I did not help them with a loan. No, I did not do that. So I don't, if they did that, that's on them. But the two that I'm talking about right now are very recent. One of them, he is my personal barber. I consulted at a hotel, and he asked me, he's like, "Hey, Cliff, you got a business, right?" "Yeah, that's why I'm here." "How can I start a business?" And this is one thing I tell everybody: find out what you can do on your own that people need and that will pay for, that you don't need no help. Not your mama, not your daddy, your auntie, your cousin, your sister, your brother. You don't need none of them people to help you do it. Why do you say this? I had a car stereo business in Marine. I I did car audio for 15 years. I did it as a side hustle. At my grandmother's house, I would have people leaving me their cars, and I would give them my car to drive for me to work on their car and put music in it, from stereos, amps to alarms. I was doing that for about 6 years. I opened up a shop. I partnered with a neighbor. The neighbor was young, he was a friend. We had a need for a delivery truck to go pick up rims, pick up stereos and stuff like that. So I said, "Hey, go down to the Toyota dealership and go get us one of them little Tacomas. Little small little truck." I was like, "Get the stick shift one, since you know I get the stick shift, no AC, no nothing. Or, just go get us a truck." I'm thinking at the time, a truck like that, like, "What's up, Mike?" Maybe $10,000. Maybe nine if you come in with cash. But we didn't have cash. It's credit. This dude come back with a brand new Nissan Armada. Now this is when the Armada was brand new, like it just come out. He show up in the Armada. Next thing I know, I see him going around, and he got some 22s and put this one. 22s was the biggest rim you could get. He got some 22-inch rim. I was like, "Man, well, hold on, how much this thing cost?" He put the business in debt for over $60,000. We wasn't making $60,000. We wasn't even making 20. We had to pay rent. Next thing I know, he was like, "Oh man, we gonna go out? Go out. We gonna go home." For about 3 weeks, it was four of us. It was myself, co-owner, and two other guys helping out. We was eating dollar menu Wendy's every day for lunch. We ain't had no money because of him. Didn't have no money. I say that because friends get in and think like, "Oh, it's a business." First thing they think is we got instant access to money. And we got instant access, but this money you gotta pay the shit back. It's not cool like that. It's not like that. Yeah, it happens. But One of the guys is my barber. And every time I go see him to get a cut, I text him. And mind you, he has an app. And he posts me on Instagram and his TikTok, cutting my hair and stuff like that. I'm like, look, don't show my face. So he thanks me every single time about helping him start what he's doing. And he's in barber school. He was cutting at his house. Now he's at a barber shop. I didn't make him sell it because, I kind of like living in the luxury side of that too. But I mean, we started blowing up. Things started going to where it wasn't a problem, but we didn't want to get it dirty picking up supplies. So what did he do? He went out and got a little trailer, little 10-foot trailer to put stuff on. I'm like, this just defeats the purpose. Needless to say, that's the reason why ever since then, I try not to go into business with friends, family members, because they don't look at the work. They just look at the reward. And my thing is, the greater the risk, the better the reward. Now, if my wife was able to tell you back in 2018, shit, I took a break from working for myself. Great opportunity to run an IT department at a big architectural firm. And I shared some of the story before about how I grabbed my boss by his shoulder and squeezed, and he's like, well, you need to get HR involved. I was like, well, you're going to need to get more than HR involved once I get done with you if you don't apologize to me. Anyway, they let me go. But I made them let me go the right way. I let them give me a severance. So they gave me that. I didn't have no money. All I had was my little severance check, and it wasn't that much. But I'm going to be honest with you. I got a good wife. She believes in me because I done shown her. I could take a pile of shit and make a mansion out of it. And she's seen that. And I've done that. I done that many, many times. But with that comes sleepless nights and a lot of times on my calculator to make things happen. But I'm not afraid to tell you guys that that's how life has been for me. Life has been to where I'm in a pickle. I'm in the center of a donut. I'm on the outer ring of a donut. I'm not afraid to tell you guys that because I always say I'll be as transparent as possible with you guys and be honest. If I don't know, what's up, SKD? If I don't know, I ain't afraid to tell you I don't know. Or I won't say I don't know. I'll say I've never experienced that before. So I know I'm sharing a whole bunch of stuff and talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I don't have no outline, but that's where I've been. I've just been doing nothing. I haven't worked on my car. I've tinkered around with the truck, got a little stereo and all that stuff, doing it, wiring and things like that. But then next thing I know, I'm like, okay, I want to put a backup camera. Okay, I want to do this. I want daytime running lights. I want my daytime running lights to be welcome lights. I want to implement the BMW technology into a 1999 car. How can I do that? What do I need to do? What do I want? How do I wire up welcome lights when I unlock the doors? How do I do this? So those are the type of things that I've been laying around and sitting around trying to accomplish and trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. And I just pulled away. Yeah, life do be lifing. I ain't sick. I ain't hurting or nothing like that. Ain't nothing like, I was hurting for a minute. Shit. Boy, I tell you, I had a company. Y'all know I was doing some Buffalo Wild Wings stuff, man. Man. Never again, never again. I am not gonna put myself through that much hurt and everything. Guys, I was doing some stuff that if OSHA was involved, man, things would have been shut down. So um you ain't never hurt yourself that bad to where you walking around barefooted in your house and it feel like you done stepped on some toilet paper rolls and you walking around and you keep checking the bottom of your foot. That's the type of pain that I was in. I kept looking around thinking like, what am I stepped on? What am I walking on? And it would be nothing. That's how extreme physical labor doing that was for that. So I, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm back to my normal routine. Shit, I got to go up north like Monday. It's like I think 87 going to Myrtle Beach, 5.5 hours. I think the drive up there is like maybe 6 hours. I think it's about 5.5, 6 hours. I gotta go to Santa Clara. Maybe 35, 40 minutes worth of work to drive all the way up there and then just come back. I drive. I don't fly. And the reason why I don't fly, because my backpack that I use, that I have all my tools in, I went to Oklahoma and I have my backpack. The TSA that I always go to is usually Long Beach. They see me. They be like, okay, yeah, okay, we'll check your bag out. They check everything. That's fine. They got to do that. They got to do that. I'm not a terrorist or nothing like that. So, they got to do their due diligence. But coming back, I go in there, they're like, oh, what do you have all of these? What is this? What is that? And I'm in, well, that's a COAD RG6 tool. That's this. That's a network tester. Well, what does it do? Do you want me to explain what everything does, or are you going to check it to make sure there's not something that's going to interfere with the flight? Which one is it? Because I got a flight to catch. I'm trying to go home. You just going to go with your car and you're going to go home. Me, I got to get on a flight and go home. So they trip about my screwdrivers. They trip about my box cutters. They trip about my network test. So I do all away with that. I just do away with that. I just drive. It's easier for me to just drive up, do what I got to do, and drive back. Plus, I don't like being in a plane longer than 2 hours. My wife would tell you, he don't like being, if I'm on a flight, I remember we was coming back from Virginia, coming here, every 20 minutes, I'm sitting here looking at my watch, trying to see on the map how close we are to home. I cannot sit on a plane long like that. And I'm going to share with you guys the reason why. I used to have to be on an airplane every summer, the whole entire summer as a child, flying with my dad. Sometimes we'll be in the cockpit on a seat, probably about enough for a little ass kid. And there was two of us, my brother and I. We'll be in that plane, that cockpit together. Oh yeah, it's mostly women that don't like sitting in the car for a long time. But we used to have to fly here, fly there, fly everywhere. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there's some stuff that goes on in the cockpit that you hear and that happens. If the people in the passengers, I don't care if you first class or coach, it don't matter. You would not get on a plane no more. It's stuff that you get to see. It's stuff that sometimes birds will sometimes fly into the engine and they'll be like, oh, we hitting a little turbulence. Bullshit. A motherfucking gull just went in the plane, in the engine. You just don't get to see it. But you know what's going on. They just have to tell y'all that. And I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like when I had to go up to San Francisco International Airport, I had to go on the tarmac and there was a plane, an American Airlines plane. I know y'all seen it in the if y'all watched the video where I'm inside the hangar, that plane was there the week before. It had just dropped passengers off, and it was making a clicking noise, and it was from the engine because there was a piece of a wing of a bird inside of it flapping around inside of the engine, and it was just plap 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 flap 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 flap. And so they wasn't doing anything with it because they were waiting on parts. Like I'd be waiting on parts. But we had to go up on they call it the mezzanine of this hangar on an elevator and then go up. I had to go up a flight of stairs. They had to notify the San Francisco police that there's going to be 3 guys on the roof for about 30, 40 minutes because they got snipers. And it's not for people, it's for birds. Can't have no birds around the airport whatsoever. So they said, well, we have to let them know so that you guys don't get taken out. I'm like, what do you mean get taken out? And then when he said, look, if we don't know that you're there, you're in a very, very secure area. You have to have a security clearance to be near the planes. Number 2, you have to have a security clearance to be up on the roof working for a duration of time so they know not to look in this area. And the crazy part about that is I should have recorded it, but this is the weird thing about it. They only allow hawks to be near the hangars because the hawks take the pigeons and eat them for dinner. So they fire shots off to scare and move birds around. But if there's anything such as like a hawk, there's no eagles, but more so predatory birds that eat other birds are there. They just allow them to do what they got to do to take out other bird. But anything like a pigeon, oh, they taking that down. And I don't want to be looked upon as a pigeon. I don't want to be looked upon as that. So I don't like to fly more than 2 hours. So me and mine, we gonna be in the truck, we gonna be in the car, we gonna be rolling. I'll come, but I'm gonna be in the car. If I could fly 2 hours, take a break, fly another 2 hours, take a break, fly another 2 hours, hey, I don't have a problem with that. But if I gotta fly 4 hours, 5 hours, nah, I'm good. You better drug me up or give me something to knock me out like B.A. Baraka's on A-Team. I gotta be like that because I'm gonna get I'll be so anxious to get off and touch the ground. See, nah. Like my wife's family reunion, we drove from here to Texas. I was loving it. Driving, I could pull over. And y'all know there's a separation. Whataburger. Ooh, my Lord, Whataburger. I love Whataburger. I wish they had a Whataburger here. I'll be there every other day. Y'all got that Whataburger in Texas? I don't know about everywhere, but here we got Raising Cane's, but on the East Coast, y'all got Zaxby's. Between Whataburger and Zaxby's, oh, my wife, we fell in love with Zaxby's. Zaxby's was on some like fine-tuned Raising Cane's. You know, Raising Cane's kind of played out, but if it get to a Zaxby's, oh, we going. Zaxby's is where it's at. So I know the stuff out there because we done been out there too. That Zaxby's is be hitting. But yeah, y'all, I'm in good spirits though. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing going on. I just been not doing nothing. Taking every day, one day at a time. Just being on some, well, I'm not going to push myself to do nothing. I'm going to just enjoy life today. That's all I'm going to do is just enjoy life. I'm just going to lay around. If I fall asleep, oh well. But I will work. I will work. Um, like on Fridays, I try not to do much. I mean, I had a funeral to play for today. You know, it was a good experience because I got to see some people that I haven't seen in a while that I've done things for, and they received me really well. But outside of that, the little mundane stuff, I ain't been trying to push nothing. I've been trying to get out to the cars and check something out and see which one I am gonna bring home, or maybe two of them, and do something. But I haven't really pushed myself to do much. I haven't. I've just been just living. Pulled myself away to say, hey, let me take a step back. Not for no pity party, and especially after the neighbor and things like that, is like, you know, this game we call life, as Classic said, and everybody, it be life in sometimes. You if you can help somebody out the best way you can, the only thing you could do is try. That's all you can do is try. And, you know, you may succeed, you may fail, but at least you tried. You know, that's how I look at it. If I help one person out with a video that I've done, hey, at least I tried. I mean, most people wouldn't. I had a guy email me a few weeks ago about my high pressure fuel pumps, and he had asked about his fuel spurting out, and he smelled gas. I said, well, you need to check the see if you cross threaded it. And he replied back. He says, no, I don't think it's cross threaded. So then I said, take it off and redo it again. Your threads. Lo and behold, and I mean, I guess he didn't think that I would respond as fast as I did. But I tell people all the time, look, I got a phone. I use my phone. If I use my phone for business, and you email me something, I might as well take the 30 seconds to respond to you right away, rather than sit back and not look at it as important and never respond to you at all because everything else then came in the forefront. That's just me. The first reply that he gave me was, I appreciate your prompt response. Okay, man, you must not get no responses. But with me, you're gonna get a response. So I responded to him, and we had a dialogue going on. And he thanked me. Come to find out, he cross-threaded it. I even told him the exact way to put the fluted end on the rounded portion inside. I explained everything in great detail to him to where he understood it, and he thanked me. I mean, he really thanked me for that. He thanked me for the video. He thanked me for the prompt response, and he also thanked me for giving him the information. The next thing I would have said, if he couldn't return them, I was like, hey, man, get you some Teflon tape and wrap it around them threads and put that on it and then tighten it up. That'll fix it. But he took the different approach where he noticed that he cross-threaded it, and after he cross-threaded it, he is getting a new one. When I make a video like that, that makes me feel good. It really does. Such as with my wife's car, her Terrain. You would have spent a lot of money to find out where that coolant leak was, because it wasn't like peeing out water. It was a slow occasional drip. And I'm trying to look underneath the car. I'm trying to look on the side. I'm trying to look at hoses. I'm like, this car is not old. Lo and behold, I found where it was. And I don't know how many people, but from the emails, I helped quite a few people out with that. I just don't want to make content for people that looks as if I'm bragging and showing off. That's why I do my videos where I do them, because I want y'all to see, hey, this is a regular old black dude that's working on his cars or whatever. He ain't got nothing fancy. I got tools, but I keep the tools there. You don't see me, this, I don't need to show off to nobody. This is just the real deal. By the way, I like Milwaukee, so if Milwaukee's looking, hey, sponsor me. I got Milwaukee little flashlight that I can put in my mouth and shine it. It fits on my my pocket. The pocket pen, that's what it is. I got Milwaukee impact gun. I got Milwaukee what is it? I got Milwaukee 3/8 impact. I got Milwaukee no. Yeah, 3/8, and I got a 1/2 inch Milwaukee impact. I got all that Milwaukee stuff. I got Milwaukee saw. I need to get a Milwaukee I got one from Harbor Freight. I think it's a Braun or something like that. The light bar that goes that you put on the hood. I need a Milwaukee one of that. But if Milwaukee, you listening, hey, I'm your man. I show Milwaukee all day long. Because next I need a Milwaukee air compressor. To my wife, if she watching, hint, Milwaukee air compressor, the M18. I hope you watch it. I love you, honey. I love you. Anyway, I just give y'all the raw me. It's me. Ain't nothing fancy. Ain't no reason for me to be fancy. Because when I show y'all something, hey, I'm showing y'all to where it's you can go super high level, or you could go the regular person budget level. And I give y'all the regular person budget. I give y'all Mocha Auto Parts, which is right over here in Chatsworth. You can buy that stuff on eBay. There's many people that sell their stuff. I test every maker of stuff that I use. I test it before I show y'all what I use. So if y'all see me using a particular brand, it's because I tested it for a while before, because I want to do two things. I want to show y'all you don't have to go to the dealer. I also want to show y'all that you don't have to pick the highest price brand just because of the price. I could sell y'all this Krispy Kreme cup for $10. I can sell it to you without the sleeve for 50 cents. It's the same cup. It does the same thing. It's a cup for 50 cents. Why would I show this one off versus this one? There's no reason. Versus a Starbucks cup or a coffee bean cup. So I just want to be real with y'all and as transparent as possible. I don't want to act like I'm showing off a whole bunch of stuff that y'all don't need to see. Because what I do is very sincere and it's from the heart. When I come on and I talk to you guys, I don't have to do it. And I'm not doing it to take up the time of my day to be doing something else. I'm doing it because I feel like I owe you guys. And I truly feel that way. I'm MIA. I don't have that closeness with you guys to where it's like we talking on the phone every day, we emailing each other, we texting each other and all this other type of stuff. But y'all people too. Y'all may want like, hey, I ain't seen Cars in the Cut in a minute. He usually commenting, he usually doing that and this and that and so forth, but I ain't seen him. I don't want to pry. He may be traveling, he may be working, he may be doing this. That's one thing about it. But, when it comes down to the real true me, sometimes, people say, oh, you need a break. I get that. I needed a break. But my break, I needed a break from a lot. Number one, I have a family. And there's some things that we've been trying to do and wrap our heads around, to where any little distraction with me can take away from owning in on what needs to happen. So our daughter needs to go to a high school. She's in a private school now, both of them, but we need to get her focused on her athletic side, that which is the reason why I probably will be coming to North Carolina. So I guess so. I think it's North or South Carolina. I forget. I think it's South Carolina, near their university. She's been going to the Junior Olympics, I want to say 5 years now. So she's up there. We want to get her into a school that has that to offer her, because after a certain age, the outside track clubs don't take kids in, and we're having to go through other people to train her on the side, get the big name people that are big name, but they're underground big name people that's been here and so forth, and find them and navigate on how to get her there. So we've been dealing with that. The house is being repiped right now. There's guys painting. So I'm sorry if my phone is going off, because I got painters in and out of the house, and it's just been a whole bunch of stuff. And then another portion to be transparent about is the fact that the month of January for my line of business is a time where, like I mentioned before, people are taking things off the books. So the month of February, since it's a short month, there's not a lot going on. And then you figure where it'd be March, and then the rest of the year, things are starting to build up. So work for me hasn't been the same, where I'm like super busy. I'm just punting things off, doing a bunch of stuff here I usually would do in like 5 days. I'm getting it done in 2 or 3 days, which is a lot of me time to just regroup myself and just think. I know I may be talking about a bunch of hocus pocus right now, but I appreciate every single one of you that tuned in with me today. And I know this is my first time coming on to just talk and share some facts, some experiences, and some enlightenment to you guys. But I'm going to be honest with you, this won't be my last. I think I might change and start a different type of channel to talk about these things, because it goes unnoticed by a lot of us as men. I mean, we deal with some stuff to where we got to go. We going north, and all of a sudden we got to go south in 3 seconds because something that hit us. And man, it's and then make it to where it becomes a collaborative experience between all of us. I mean, I know you guys are here. I know you guys are watching. And I see you guys in the comments. But when we collaborate together, oh, we powerful in numbers, y'all. I mean, we can get YouTube cracking to where it's just a band of brothers on YouTube just sitting there just talking. So I think that's the direction that I want to go. I've already got some things to where I want to bring you guys on, and we just talk. We can talk cars, we can talk life, we can talk experiences, we can talk all that type of stuff. I've already got it done. I just need to implement it. So, and finalize a name. So, as the rain starts to pick up, and it's probably almost time for me to go pick the girls up, I guess. Probably not too much time. I might go walk around the mall a little bit. Yeah, I appreciate you guys too. So I hope I help somebody out with everything that I've shared. I know it wasn't uh, as I like to say, a subject line uh, live, but I've got a lot of experiences to share to hopefully help somebody. And a lot of shit that I done been through. Be honest with you guys. A lot of stuff. In my time walking on this planet we call Earth, there's a lot of things I done seen, a lot of things I done experienced, and a lot of things I got to go through. But I want to share it with you guys before I'm not able to share no more. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Like I said, this is my first, but it's not my last. So I guess I'll catch you guys later on Tulu Live. Tulu, you still here? You going live later? If you are, I'm pretty sure you are. If whether you're here or not. So once again, I appreciate you guys. And I guess G-Body coming to the channel soon. Got that EPA stuff getting removed for all 50 states. Oh, same time. I should be home. I won't be driving around that time. I'm only like 40 minutes away from the house right now. Cool. So about 5:30 my time. Uh-oh, I didn't want to let the cat out of your bag, man. I'm sorry if I touched on something that you wanted to talk about. I hope you give me some kudos if you do talk about it. Send me $1.50 so I could go get me something to eat. I don't know what I can eat with $1.50, but shit, $1.50 be nice right now. Had that $1.50, and then when you send it, I'll just go on Adobe and take the little dot and move it to where it looked like you sent me 150. Yeah, then I got to take y'all and show y'all my AKA junkyard. But nah, I appreciate y'all. I really do. I really do. Each and every one of the subscribers, each and every one of you guys in here today, chatting with me. You know, I appreciate it when things that I talk about and say go noticed instead of unnoticed. I really do appreciate that because each one of us have something that we can all share and bring to the table to where everybody can learn something. If we ain't learning nothing, what are we doing? Obviously, like in the last live that I was on with you guys, where it's like, if I cannot give you guys anything to take back, to think about, to be able to do, and to say you learned something, then what was I doing it for? Yeah, I could take you, show you around the house, show you this, show you cooking, show you all of that, show you cars, show you this. I could do all of this stuff and this and that stuff. But what do you get out of that? You get to see how I live. That becomes boring. That's just like a lot of these guys on YouTube. They got a whole, and I want to say this too. You know, how can I say this without being mean? If you have money, and when I say you have money, don't take that as you just having a balling out of control. When you have money and you know what to do with it, you move a certain type of way. When you don't have money, you rethink things in a way as if you always say, oh man, I wish I had money like that. I wish I had money like that. But when you have money and you show money off and you show off, I'm talking about like you got to show everybody what you're doing. You got to show everybody how much you spent on this. You got to show everybody this. The moment that shit get taken away from you, you crying like a bitch. Now, me, I'm not gonna show you nothing like that. But I'm gonna show you guys my way that I see that allows me to continue to live my lifestyle that I live. Why you say that? Because look, when I go get my Regal, my Cutlass, Skylark, whatever car, doesn't matter. And I'm naming those because those are two cars that I'm gonna be bringing home soon. When I bring those cars, I'm gonna do them the way that I want to do them. But the things that I will spend money on, as we all know, you're gonna spend money on paint. There's no way around that. Unless there's no way around it. If you want a car to look a certain way, there's no way around it. Now, there's some cars I wouldn't mind painting my truck with like whether it be what's that paint called? Rust-Oleum or something, because I don't really, it's not a show car. But if I want to build a car that I want to drive around with my family and things like that, yeah. If my paint guy, personal friend of mine, paint guy, and the reason why he's a personal friend is because the same rules that I taught you guys before. But not taught you, showed you guys and told you about before. If I'm going to build a car, I'm going to look at it this way. Well, if I'm going to put an engine in it, what do I want to do with this motor? Do I want to put a supercharger on it? Do I want to put turbo? Or do I want it to be NA, naturally aspirated? Okay. Do I want a torquey motor? Or do I want a high horsepower, low torque? You start researching what you want. Okay, do I want it to ride on the stock suspension and just keep an upgrade ball joints, tie rod ends, and springs and things like that? Or do I want to upgrade the full suspension? That's where you start to get into all this money. So if you want, as my grandma called it, you got Cadillac dreams on chitlin salary. If this what you want, then save your money and get what you want. But when you get what you want, show us what you got. We don't need to know how much it costs because we got a phone, we got a computer, we got all type of resources to see how much it costs. You let your bill be based on how much money you have. And I didn't see people on YouTube, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't unsubscribe from them because of the fact that they showing all of this high dollar amount that they spending on stuff. But they ain't picked up a damn wrench. You see them parked in front of AutoZone, alternator or something went out. Oh, well, who can help me put the alternator on? You don't know how to put the alternator on? Man, it's another story for you guys, man, if y'all listening. So I used to gamble. And I mean, I used to gamble. Came out, lost the money. Matter of fact, we wasn't there. We was dating. We was together. And she came and got us. I rode on my Harley. When I tell y'all this, I rode on my Harley. Rode my Harley to AutoZone, ordered the fuel pump, picked the fuel pump up. My backpack wouldn't close, so I used 2 zip ties to hold the zippers together. And I rode, I think it was about 100 miles from the house. I rode out on my Harley and changed the fuel pump in the casino parking lot. I took a screwdriver, a pair of needle nose pliers, and a hammer. Those are the only three tools I use to change the fuel pump, because I had to pull the back seat up, take the little ring off, take the old fuel pump out. So, and I brought a bag to put the old fuel pump in. I put that fuel pump in, cranked that thing up. People was like, did you take your car to the shop? Yeah, the shop right here. It's like, but you was on a motorcycle. Yeah, I was on a motorcycle. I changed the fuel pump in the parking lot. It was like on a Mercedes. If it was a Rolls Royce, I would have did the same thing, because I had AAA, but I only had the I think it was like 50 miles or something like that. And y'all know a tow truck is expensive. Anyway, I changed the fuel pump in the parking lot. I say all that to say, a lot of these guys on YouTube, they don't even know what a wrench is. They don't know what a socket set is. They know it's a toolbox, but they can't tell you what the tools are. All right, y'all. I've done enough talking. Tulu, I see you 5:30 PST. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later.